Good morning, Faith Walkers. How are you doing? How are you doing this morning? I am doing amazing. Well, I wanted to talk to you on my way to work. I'm going to work and I just have some things on my mind and I wanted to share them with you. Now, here's the thing. I want to let you know what is going on with me. I'm walking through a really interesting time in my life. Have you ever been in a time where God has told you to do something and it feels uncomfortable? And your first response would be to run. Have you ever been in that place? Well, that is the place that I'm in right now. I know that God has spoken to me, and a lot of times God can be very specific with me. I could have a dream about what's getting ready to happen. Somebody could give me the word of the Lord, or the Lord could just speak to me directly. But a lot of times God is very specific. And so the Lord, I was in a church service. Let me just tell you this. I was in a church service and the prophet prophesies to me. And he starts talking to me about something that was coming and what to do once this thing happens and once I see this thing coming and occurring and all of that. And I'm like, what is he? At first I was like, okay, I think I know what he's talking about. But can I tell you right now, I know what he's talking about? I know what he's talking about because I find myself in a place where I'm like, I want to run and disappear and I don't want to do any of this. This is not what I want to do. But what God did is that through that prophet, he told me what to do. And so I have to stand still and obey the Lord. Now, if obedience is your goal, right? If obedience is your goal, then you're going to obey. If surrender is your goal, then you are going to surrender. You're going to surrender whatever it is that you want to do and whatever it is that your emotions tell you to do. And you're going to do what God says to do. Now, this whole notion of whatever feels good, do that. Do whatever makes you feel good. That's what you do. But sometimes the Lord will allow you to go into the lion's den. He will allow you to be put in a lion's den, and then you have to stay there until he delivers, right? Because you're being obedient to him. You are surrendering to him. And I'm telling you, that is the place that I'm in. But I'm going to tell you what the Lord did. I was trying to fast, okay? And so I'm trying to fast. The Lord is calling me. I feel him calling me. I feel him calling me. He's like, okay, Dorcas, I need 10 days. I need you to fast 10 days. And so I started trying to fast. And then I go into work. And they're like, oh, we're treating everybody to lunch today. So I was like, okay, I'm going to eat. And then I still feel the Lord calling me. And then I fast till the next day at 6 p.m. And the Lord said, I need you to fast like you know how to fast. And what he was saying was, I need you to fast and I need you to do liquids only. Okay? He says that. And so when I went to sleep, and then every time I got up, if I got up to get to the bathroom or whatever, the Lord said, I need 10 days. And if you eat, you're going to have to start over. I need 10 days. Woo! Can I tell you, smack dab in the middle of them 10 days, I had a hard something that I had to deal with. A hard something that I've had to deal with. Listen, y'all. Oh my God. And I've had to surrender my thoughts on everything. Surrender to God in spite of my emotions. Because sometimes we'll get emotional, right? I will get emotional and I'm like, I'm throwing up my hands. I'm out. And the Lord already prepared me. Remember I said, through the man of God, through the word of the Lord, that when this happens, don't you do this, and I need for you to stay right where you are. This is what the word of the Lord was to me. Stay right where you are. Don't you move. And I'm like, I want to move though. In my emotional state, I'm like, I want to move. What? I'm not about to. See, and that's me. That's emotional Dorcas. That's Dorcas that's like, I'm grown. What? I'm grown. That's that Dorcas. But the surrendered Dorcas is saying, yes, Lord. Put my head down and just say, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord, and surrender. And sometimes we have to get to that place of surrender. Now, there's a song. Now, if you don't know by now, I kind of think sometimes in songs because I sing and I'm musical. And so there was a scripture that was given to me a few weeks ago by a friend, and she said, the Lord said, it was a scripture in Galatians. I'm going to post it, but I believe it's Galatians 6. If it's not, then I will let you know. But it just says, let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Okay? And so in my head, I'm thinking, let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Listen, if you don't know that song, it's a very old song, and it was out when I was a child. And but I keep hearing that, for in due season ye shall reap if you faint not. And so I'm listening to that word, right? I'm listening to that word. And there's another scripture that the Lord gave me. Wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and the Lord shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, upon the Lord. I'm telling you, you've got to wait on him. Wait on him no matter how it feels. Waiting requires surrender. Waiting requires surrender. Surrender to his will. Surrender to what he's doing. Not what you want to do, but what he's doing. And so that is my word to you, is just surrender. Wait on him, even if it feels uncomfortable. Do what he says. What God says trumps everything that anybody else could say or do. What God says is the most important. All right, faith walkers, be blessed. Now, if any of this inspired you, I want you to like, share, subscribe. All right, and I'll be back to you in the very near future. God bless.